Hi to all, it's nice to meet you once again. Today I'm going to show you how to make filler flowers. This is a very simple technique of making filler flowers, and this is like more or less I'm trying to show you how natural effect you can give for the filler flower. And one thing is, like, it's raining like cats and dogs here, so I'm not going to use gum paste here. I'm going to use my own paste, which I call it as easy paste, which works very well in any kind of weather. So you can use your gum paste, and the same technique you can use for your filler flower. Okay, this filler flower is basically called as I'm going to do a single layer tuberose. So I'm going to use this cutter. This is a plastic cutter. Hope you can see this. This is a plastic cutter. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use. Okay, my last episode I was telling you for the beginners what all need to be bought, like what tools you need to have with you, what are the basic necessities what you need to have. So I had mentioned about this pad. If you would have remembered, I would have mentioned about this pad, and I told you that this is called as a Mexican hat pad, and I would explain to you later about this pad I was telling you. Now I'm going to use this pad and show you how to make the filler flower. Okay, as I told you, these holes, each hole different size, is being utilized for different purpose. Okay, now I'm going to show you how and why we are going to use this. Okay, before that I was thinking, like, let's let me put on some light on the stamens or the pistil what to be used. Okay, if you see, these are the stamens which I use, or the pistils which I use for my fillers. They look more natural, and they are very realistic, very realistic. The fine ones, the tiny ones, and I use most of them as yellow because the natural flower has most of them has yellow. Okay, so I use this. I think this is better. You can see it's very tiny. Okay, very tiny. They come in bunches like this, and it's very tiny. Okay, now here I have made the center with the stamens. Okay, this is how we make the center. Okay, this is how, if you see. Okay, now the question rises is, like, how many stamens or pistils should I keep for a single filler flower? Okay, how many of them can I keep? Generally I ask this question in my class. Most of them randomly say 3, 4, 5, 2, and some of them 10, 12, like that. Okay, generally botanically correct, to say it correct, there is a way to find it. See, most of the flowers botanically how they work is like how many petals you have. How many petals you have? If you can see how many petals you have in this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 petal. So when you have 6 petals, takes only 6 stamens to it. Okay, the best thing example I can give you is for lily. If you count your lily petals, it is 6 petals, and you will see 6 stamens and 1 center. So the same way, so for the small tiny flowers also, most of them when you count, you will have the number of petals equivalent to the number of stamens or pistil. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to tie your stamens to your wire. Okay, now as I told you, I have 6 petal cutter here, so I'm going to take just 3 of them in this. Just take 3 of them, just bear it like this equally, like this, cut them, just cut them. Okay. Okay, one more mistake generally they make is, like, how much the length of the stamen should be out of the petals. Okay, don't see, if it's a tiny flower, if a small flower, filler flower like this, so make sure your wire is half the level of the stamens. Okay, Hope you understand. Half the level of the stamens. It is just half the level of the stamens. I'm not keeping the edge of it. I'm just taking the wire, keeping half the level. Okay, okay, see, is this visible better? Half the level, yeah. Half the level of the stamens, okay. Now, the tape, what I've done is, I've cut the tape into two. A full tape, I've cut it into two, okay. This is because when I add all the fillers together and join them and put it on a cake, the weight of the arrangement will be a bit lesser than using a full tape. So I use a half tape of it. So what I do is I just hold it like this, hold it, and then stretch your tape and then squeeze it on the other side, and then diagonally just roll it down. If you could see, I'm just rolling it down diagonally and then just pulling it up. See, so this is the right way to do it. So I have made 3 here. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the filler flower. I've taken a white dough, make a nice ball. Okay, see, this cutter has a hole. If you see, this cutter has a hole here. You see this hole. See, this hole should be equivalent to the hole which the size you can keep. So I'm going to see which hole fits in with this cutter. Okay, so I'm going to go for the medium size. Okay, if I go in, if you see, it perfectly fits in, right? So I'm going to use this. Made a small ball, then keep it here, then firmly press. When you press firmly, you get a Mexican hat. This is what is called as Mexican hat. That's why this pad is called as a Mexican hat pad. Okay, now I'm going to take my paintbrush behind. Just thin it up the sides. Don't touch your center, just thin your sides as much as possible. Okay, I have thinned my sides. I will lift and show you so you would see it more better. Now see this, I've thinned my sides, right? Now I'm going to take my cutter and just go on top of the center where the hole is, and then a quick wiggle. Now I have this everything, the sides are being removed, and then I'm going to remove this. Just now you see the flower is made. Now you see the flower is made. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, this is not enough for me, I want to make it more realistic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some character to the flower. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it up. Just press. If you could see, when I'm pressing, the petals are becoming more larger. So just press from the center. Just press from the center, all the sides. Just press from the center, all the sides. Okay, now I've made the flower. So what here I do is, you can take any sharp tool what you have. See, I'm using the golf tool, which I said, which I'm going to use. The golf tool, one side is for ruffles I use, and one side the sharp tool. So just poke it with the sharp tool. Okay, so just poke it with the sharp tool. Now I'm going to take the wire and going to insert it, and then pull it till the end of it. Now I'm just going to squeeze my petals. Now see, the flower has been done. Can you see? The flower has been done. Yeah, this is the filler flower. It's very easy, very simple. No big techniques involved in that. Just 3 steps in that. See, I have made a lot of them. I'll just show you what I've made here. Yeah, if you see, I've made a lot of them. They look very elegant when you join them together, and they look very realistic to go ahead on. And I made a rose. I'm just going to show you the rose. I'm going to teach this rose in the next session. This is my rose which I've made. So this is made with my easy paste. So I'm going to show you. You can do the same thing with gum paste. I'm going to show you this. So please be ready for the next session. So I'll meet you all for the next session for this beautiful rose to be done. Okay. I'm going to show you how to make the bud. The bud for the tuberose, the filler flower, what I'm going to do now. See, I've taken a small ball and just going to do a teardrop. Okay. Before that, I have taken the wire, and what I call this as a shepherd hook is hold the wire in the corner and just bend it with your plier. When you bend it with the plier, you get it like a hook. This is what we call it as a shepherd hook, and squeeze them and join them. This is because for the bud should not fall off from the wire. That's the reason we make this small tiny shepherd hook. Okay. Now I'm taking the edible glue, remove the excess. Now just enter into the dough. Now just pinch and squeeze, and then just turn it until okay. Now what I'm going to do is spatula, the sharper side, go up, divide it 1, 2 and 3. And this, I think you will be able to see this. Three divisions I've done. Yeah, like this. Make it, this looks big in the video. This is actually very tiny. So if I take this as a big size, make medium and small. So 3 different sizes in this. Okay. We did the fillers. Now to arrange the fillers, I'm going to show you how to arrange the fillers. Every single filler which is there, okay, every single filler which is there should be taped. See, the common rule is no wire should be visible. So we tape every single filler. So that's the practice which we have. Okay. So this is a, see, you can do it randomly anyway. I'm just showing you one way we can, how we can do it. It's just a suggestion which I'm going to show you. It's not a rule that only like this. The main rule about it is no wire should be visible when you show as an arrangement, as a filler arrangement. Okay. So I'm going to just give you some ideas how it can be done. Okay. Okay, I had told you in the previous session about this tool, right? The tweezers, it comes into handy at this point. Okay, we are going to use the tweezers for this point. Okay, I have some buds. I'm going to join the buds. As I told you, 3 sizes I have. Three sizes. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hold it in the edge, a little bit bend it, a little bit hold it, edge, bend it. Once again, as I'm telling you, this is not a hard and fast rule like this you need to do it. There are so many different ways. This is one of the way. Okay, what I've done here is I've cut the tape also. As I told you, I've cut the tape into 2 and then I'm going to join them. Everything I have already taped, and now once again I'm taping them. You can mix and match, or you can use the same buds with the same color buds with the same thing. So I like to mix and match, make it a little bit uneven so that becomes more nicer. So if you do it uneven, it comes like really nice. So 3 I'm just going to add so that looks easy for me to tie. So I'm going to add it as 3 in a bunch, and then I'm going to tie it. So in this way, when I'm tying it, so it's easy for me to add on more bunches to it. Use your tweezers once again. Go as near as possible. Go tweezers once again. So make sure everything is facing one side. Okay, that's the point. Everything should face one side. Because every single flower what we have made is to be facing one side, so the arrangement looks more nicer. It depends once again like how you want the arrangement. You want a 360-degree arrangement, or you want a one-sided arrangement. It depends upon that how you arrange. Here I'm going to do a one-side arrangement, so I'm going to add everything in a single way, single side. In between I'm going to add some buds. Either 2, 2, 3, 3 or even single buds you can add. The point is not to show the, as I told you, wires, as I told you. Then it is what happens is, because if you do like that, then it looks more arranged in a way. Adjust your height of the arrangement. As I told you, the point is no wires to be visible, so they look more natural. Okay, the total arrangement, see this now? You guys can see how it looks. Try to do small arrangements and then join them onto your main arrangement. This will look more nicer if you do like that. Yeah, see, this is the final arrangement I have done. So this is one method of doing it. See, I've just generally I add a lot of foliages to it, but to make it the video more short, I have just done with the fillers and then one single rose. Okay, like that I have done. So like this, you can keep adding your fillers to it and make it more nicer. So now if I have one big rose, you can add one more small bud to it, and then with this fillers and maybe a few foliages, then it becomes a total arrangement of its own. Okay, this should be very much fitting on to a two-tier cake very easily. And see this, I just show you. Yeah, this is, I hope you guys like it. Coming up, my next session with this rose, how to make this simple easy rose. I call this garden rose, I call it as an easy rose. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Hope you guys like my video. Hope you guys subscribe my video. Thank you.